On this edition of Lexington Now, Mayor Gorton's budget, Kite Fest, and summer at the Kentucky Theater. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of April 24th, 2023. Mayor Gorton presented her annual budget to council this past week. In her address, she called it a can-do budget. Here are some of the highlights.
Before I get into details, let's cover some basics. First, I want everyone to know that the council and the mayor always work together on the budget. Many council priorities are reflected already in this budget plan. Ultimately, they will pass and I will sign into law a budget that represents both administrative and legislative priorities. The city has not implemented a payroll tax increase since 1993, and I am not proposing one this year. Our economy has recovered from and even surpassed pre-pandemic levels. Now it's time to dive into the budget. Let's start with public safety. Our investments include bullet-resistant vests, laptops, mobile data computers, and helmets for our police, portable radios, and turnout gear for our firefighters. This budget includes a $5.2 million investment in a ladder truck, 2 fire engines, and 2 emergency medical vehicles. In just over a year, Flock has helped us find 18 missing persons, take 46 guns off our streets, charge 246 people with crimes, and recover over $2 million in stolen property. That's why I am proposing we take the next step and establish a real-time intelligence center with an additional investment of about $150,000 annually in video-based intelligence software. I have also included the hiring of 2 intelligence analysts. In corrections, we have boosted hiring by stepping up recruitment. The fire department's community paramedicine program is another step we have taken to expand public safety. We are adding 2 dedicated firefighter paramedics and making 2 grant-funded social work positions permanent. Next, in the mayor's office, we are expanding the violence prevention work of One Lexington. From 2021 through the first quarter of 2023, which is right now, we have seen a 75% decrease in gun-related homicides among youth and young adults. That's ages 13 to 29. Next, training. Lexington takes the training of new police officers and new firefighters very seriously. I have included $750,000 for site development of this new joint training facility. In this budget, I have included $2 million for affordable housing. I've included funding for an assistant manager in the Affordable Housing Office to ensure we can continue to move projects through. In our Division of Community and Residence Services, I've included a 33% increase in rent and utility assistance for low-income residents. In social services, we are investing about $440,000 for a facelift to our family care center. I am excited to announce that I have included $1.4 million in design funding for a new additional senior citizen center and therapeutic facility. This year, we are again investing in our parks citywide. Here are some of the highlights. $1 million to develop Deer Haven Park. $2 million to overhaul downtown's Phoenix Park. $500,000 to complete Phase 1 of the Kelly property development. $2.1 million to replace the pool in Douglas Park. As part of our new public art master plan, we are starting the new collaborative program, inviting the community to submit proposals for public art projects to be created and installed on city property throughout our community. We have been talking about the need for new government offices for decades. We've also talked about the high cost of maintaining this historic building we now call home. I've built $6 million into this budget to take the next steps to make good decisions for a new city hall. I'm including a 5% pay raise for non-sworn employees. This year, construction will begin at our Legacy Business Park, our new 200-acre economic development park adjacent to the University of Kentucky Coldstream Research Campus. There's also always plenty to do for those who are working to protect our environment. We are adding a second environmental initiative specialist who will update and implement our Empower Lexington carbon reduction plan. Initial goals also include growing our tree canopy, increasing recycling, and management of the city's solar energy program. We have tripled funding for the street tree cost-sharing program in this budget. This helps residents remove damaged trees lining their streets. In streets and roads, we are investing $14 million in paving. So you have just heard some of the basic highlights of my proposed budget. It's strong, it's solid, it will do great things for our city and her people.
Kite Fest is this weekend, and Jessica Pearsall tells us about all the high-flying fun we can look forward to.
Kite Fest is coming up this Saturday, April 29th. We will be out here at beautiful Masterson Station Park from 12 until 4 p.m. This event really kicks off all of Parks and Recreation's outdoor season series of special events. It's a beautiful event where you can bring your kite. You could buy a kite on site for just $6. We also have all sorts of activities and games for kids. We're going to have Sora Aerial Arts here with their aerial rig. So this is big metal rigging that they can hang from as trapeze artists and do presentations, performances, and also give you a chance to play on the rigging as well. We have inflatables and a karate dojo coming to do demonstrations. We also have food trucks and all kinds of snacks like coffee, iced coffee, ice cream, and shaved ice, and all sorts of foods, hamburgers, hot dogs for you to enjoy out here on a beautiful sunny day in our park. Kite Fest has been going on for several decades, but we know with the pandemic we got away from it, and then unfortunately bad weather. So really last year was the first time in several years that we had returned, and it was amazing. 1,000 people out here, the whole sky filled with kites. It's a beautiful sight to see. And we had some Louisville kite flyers come in and bring these mega kites. So you're going to see some kites that are 20 to 50 feet wide, flying in the air over our big hill at Masterson Station Park. There's plenty of space out here and level, so we don't want the kites to go up way too far because then you can't really see them. They're just dots in the sky. And so you kind of just space out. We stay away from the really big kites and get to just watch them. And most of the folks can bring their kites into the top of the hill, and you don't have to make them go so high to enjoy them. And you can take a break and enjoy. Also, we'll have a petting zoo. So Rosie's Ponies will be here. You can take a little picnic and enjoy the area as well as you fly the kite, or just come to look at the kites flying. Masterson Station Park is a huge park. It's one of our oldest parks, if not the oldest parks. We have a big soccer facility here. We also have a fairgrounds that the Bluegrass Fair comes to every year. We have Sheep and Fiber coming up in May. That's a Sheep and Fiber festival. We have the playground, but also a splash ground, which will open Memorial Day weekend. So there's all kinds of activities for all sorts of interests. We even have an equestrian program out at Masterson Station that you can find more information about at lexingtonky.gov/parks. Just look at Masterson Station and you can find all of the different details about this wonderful park. We have a Facebook event, Kite Fest. You can also hop on our Lexington government website, lexingtonky.gov, search in the search bar for Kite Fest, and you can make sure that you can see there that it's free, it's open to the public. We'll have parking in the field at the bottom of the hill. You can show up at any time between 12 and 4 and just come and check out whatever amenities and goodies you want to get into that day.
It's time for summer fun at the Kentucky Theater. We'll tell you about it after this.
Have two ways out. When fire strikes, deadly smoke can fill your home within minutes. That's why the USFA wants you to plan and practice home fire drills. Draw a map of each level of your home showing all doors and windows. Discuss the map with everyone who lives with you. Practice your home fire drill at least twice a year. Make sure all doors and windows that lead outside open easily. Push the smoke alarm button to start the drill. Try feeling your way in the dark or with your eyes closed. Have at least two ways out of every room. If your first way out is blocked by fire or smoke, you can use your second way out. If there is smoke, get low and go. Crawl quickly under the smoke to your nearest exit. Close doors behind you and gather at a pre-planned outside meeting place where first responders can see you. Call 911. Remember, get out and stay out. Never go back inside for people, pets, or things.
Welcome back to Lexington Now. The Kentucky Theater is rolling out its Summer Classics lineup, and it's sure to have something for everyone. Hayward Wilkerson fills us in.
I'm Hayward Wilkerson. I'm the director of the Kentucky Theater. We've got a lot going on here, starting later this month and into the summer. First, for more than 30 years, the Kentucky Theater every summer has done a Summer Classics film series. It's one of our fan favorites. Long before I became the director of the theater, I never missed a Summer Classics film. They are typically classic films that go back from the 30s up till the 90s now. I'm at an age where, for me, 40s films, classic films mean 1940s, but we realize for a lot of younger folks, Ferris Bueller is a classic film, and so we try to cater to everybody. This year, for our poster, we did a poster that's kind of inspired by Vertigo, and if folks know the Vertigo poster, there's a silhouette of a falling figure. Well, taking that as our departure, we have done a silhouette that represents every single film, 15 films. And for now, until about April 25th, I believe, you have a chance to win a free pass to the entire Summer Classic series, which is about a $100 value. All you have to do is guess every one of those films and email us at info@kentuckytheater.org, and you have a chance to win. It's hard, I'll be honest with you, it's pretty tough. What I'm seeing now is people are getting about 10 right. And some of them are tough. It doesn't mean you have to be an expert on film. There's a few that could be a couple of films. The other thing we're doing is new to us, and we're calling it Freaky Fridays, and it is, I describe it as midnight movies for people who can't stay up that late anymore. And it is a really, really wide selection of films. It ranges from Zardoz, which is the weirdest Sean Connery movie you will ever see in your life. This is not Sean Connery, you know, James Bond. This is Sean Connery in like a little Speedo and a bandolier of bullets in some very futuristic, odd sci-fi film. We're doing that. We're doing Koyaanisqatsi, which is an extraordinary, almost film essay that would have played here 20 or 30 years ago. People are very excited to see it. It's not been on the big screen in decades. We're doing Double Team, which is Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dennis Rodman. So it's from Koyaanisqatsi, which is an extremely beautiful film, to Dennis Rodman, to Gummo, which filmmakers may know. It is weird film, very dark film. So it's a little bit of, if you're a cult film lover or a real art film lover, there is something for everybody. It's going to be 10 o'clock once a month on a Friday. And one of the reasons we did it is folks know we do Rocky Horror. We're the home of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And the folks that do the shadow cast for Rocky Horror, they're very dedicated. So once a month they're here rehearsing late at night. And so I'm usually here late at night. And we thought, well, let's do something while we're sitting here. And we thought, all right, let's start this kind of cult film series that in many ways harkens back to the Kentucky theater of the 70s when every weekend there was a midnight movie. I just can't stay up that late. So 10 o'clock Friday, it's all on our website, Freaky Fridays. We have a pretty cool poster. People ask us all the time, could you redo the calendar? Well, we can't redo the calendar for everything because just the nature of how films come to us is different. We can't plan that out that far. But Freaky Fridays, we based on one of our old calendars, and we will have a pretty cool little calendar for Freaky Fridays that people can pick up here at the theater. So there's a lot going on here, a lot of fun. We're hoping to see people come down for Freaky Fridays and take part in our Summer Classics contest, win a free pass, and we will announce the Summer Classics April 25th, more or less. We pay a lot of attention to what people suggest. So I get emails every day. Would you think about this film? Would you think about that film? And we can't do everything, but we really try and we keep a list. And then all of us, our entire team, our staff, and the chair of our board will come up with suggestions. And the chair of our board is quite a meticulous person, and we'll do an Excel spreadsheet, and then we vote on this short list of Summer Classics films. We try to do a couple of criteria. So one, we try to do classics, as I said, that go from the 40s to the 90s, so there's something for everybody. And we try to get a variety of genres. I mean, for 30 years, we've always done a Hitchcock film. We almost always do kind of a film noir. We'll usually do a musical, maybe a mystery, usually a Western, just to help everybody out. We didn't squeeze a Western in this year. So when you see the gun on the gun silhouette, it's not a Western. Can't tell you what it is. So that's how we go about doing that. Now with Freaky Fridays, we're really lucky that our film coordinator, very young guy, but an encyclopedic knowledge of film, and especially offbeat kind of cult film. So 3 of us on staff sat down and said, let's pick a variety of films that, you know, feel kind of culty, that might appeal to people that like cult films you don't see normally. And again, it's a long list and a lot of friendly debate back and forth about what to show, but trying to get a bit of a variety in there of just almost B movies, almost movies that are so bad they're good, and then some really beautiful art house stuff, but that is pretty weird. So for example, we're showing Tetsuo the Iron Man, which is the weirdest Japanese film I've ever seen, but it's beautiful. And then we're going all the way back to 1929, maybe, to show Un Chien Andalou, which is a Louis Buñuel film, a amazing filmmaker, a groundbreaking filmmaker, but a very, very odd film for a modern audience. And so again, we try to get really eclectic and have a little bit of something for everybody. Easiest thing to do is to go to our website, KentuckyTheater.org, and the only thing that's a little confusing is that we spell it all out. It's Kentucky Theater spelled out, and it's R-E, not E-R. Though, pretty sure if you do ER, it'll reroute you. We do have a newsletter, and you can go to our website and sign up for our newsletter. It's fun. We put a lot of work into it. We try to keep it, light and kind of funny, so it's also a great way to get info. But I know some people don't like their inbox filled up with newsletters. You easily unsubscribe. But the easiest thing, KentuckyTheater.org. Call here, of course, but KentuckyTheater.org. That's the easiest way to see what we're up to.
A new affordable housing option is now open along the Versailles Road corridor. We were there for the ribbon cutting.
It is my honor to bring greetings from Governor Andy Beshear and to say in the governor's own words, we are all Team Kentucky today. Of course, we can all appreciate the good, the stable, and affordable housing that is being provided today. John Parker was just telling me a minute ago that this was just a figment of his imagination. How much? 8 years ago, John, probably? And then 4 years ago, where's Carol? Where's Carol Roche? Carol, he said that you came to him and you all talked about, Winterwood talked about doing a project like this. And it was Victor Hugo that said there's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. And that's exactly what we are seeing today. Many of us have been longtime supporters of AVOL and the great work of the organization. Today, I join with Governor Beshear in congratulating Executive Director John Parker, Board President Roy Harrison, and all the cast, all the rest of you who had a hand in turning a vision and a plan into a bricks and mortar reality.
AVOL has been critically important here in Lexington for more than 30 years. 30 years, think about that. Leading the way to provide support to our LGBTQ community and those living with HIV/AIDS. And I am always proud of the city's ongoing relationship with AVOL. And Stonewall Terrace is just one more way we're working together. Safe, affordable housing is a basic need for everyone, and Stonewall Terrace will help keep its residents safe and happy. This LGBTQ inclusive housing is one of the first of its kind in Kentucky, serving our LGBTQ seniors, and you should all be very proud of that. We like to lead the way in Kentucky. So Lexington frequently, I think, has led the way supporting our LGBTQ community, thanks in large part to AVOL and our partners. And you know, it makes me go back to 1999 when we had the first inclusive fairness ordinance in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And for me personally, a lot of it started right there.
Actually got to talk to Miss Veronica, went in, and as soon as I walked through the door, she had this smile on her face and she says, "I've been waiting on you." And so we went through the process, and I was like, "Miss Veronica," I was like, "I'm gonna tell you now." I says, I have some things on my credit report. She says, "I haven't asked you about anything on your credit report." She says, "Fill out this application." She says, "We got you." I filled it out on a Tuesday. Thursday morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, Miss Veronica said, "Mr. Scott," she says, "I have your keys. You can sign your lease." I think I was here before she even said lease. And I mean, it was when I came and we stood outside and she was talking to some people. It was a whole bunch of people just like this. And we were just walking around apartments, and she walked up to me, she says, "Mr. Scott," she said, "I am so sorry." She says, "We're gonna have to wait." She says, "Mr. Scott," she said, "there's your apartment."
We have over 800 units of affordable housing under construction across the city with our Affordable Housing Fund. And we've built or rehabbed, preserved over 3,000 units of affordable housing since its inception in 2014. And we're really deeply committed to affordable housing at the city. We put over $13 million of affordable American Rescue Plan funds into our Affordable Housing Fund, over $4 million of general fund dollars last year, and the mayor's proposed another $2 million in her budget for this coming year. So we're making things happen with affordable housing in Lexington, and we've got more to do.
I wanted to say just really clearly that the creation of Stonewall Terrace for us means that we have officially expanded our mission to serving a broader array of people who are experiencing medical vulnerabilities. So we're now going to continue to expand our focus so we know that we're meeting the needs.
We've got a packed meeting scheduled this week on Lex TV, and you can catch the gavel-to-gavel action here or on our website. And remember, for the most accurate and up-to-date information on all city business, check out our website at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.